in the space because I first started at Khantśa Energy as a consultant, climate change consultant. And I developed a strategy that was built on how do we move beyond electricity? How do we move beyond electricity to think about climate adaptation, to think about resilience, to think about how we use electricity? What does that do for the livelihoods of people who literally depend on light for their everyday chores? Imagine you, TK, you have six hours in the day to be functional.
48.
Exactly. So if we think about what that does back, if we think about there's no industry, if I tell you the stories that we've seen, the narratives that we've seen in the Lesotho Highlands, which is also where we operate, we literally get to see the most amazing stories in the sense that people embrace renewable energy, but there's also this, it's not romanticized. There's this idea that renewable energy will guarantee the leapfrog, we'll use renewable energy, for instance, to develop like that. There's a leapfrog narrative to it. There's this idea that it will be catalytic, just like that will go. But what we really need to realize is that before we implement these solutions, they are disruptive, because if you think about the rural population, there's already existing systems of people. There's already existing systems where this transformation is about to take place. How do you explain to someone that you're offering solar power when they've, for decades, lived on candles and kerosene? So those are the things, communication is very important when you're introducing new technology. And at the same time, we're talking about the idea that there's all of these livelihoods. So it's actually an interesting model. We're invited into the community. That's why it's an indigenous, knowledge leads us. We're invited into the community. We interact with the councillors and the chief. So we attend a proper pizza, where we learn about what the needs of the people are. So it actually goes beyond electrification to having a deeper understanding of people's lives.
And I think I like when you say the deeper understanding and combining that with the communication.
Exactly.
Because many a time, these amazing initiatives go wrong when the communication is not done well.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, our history speaks to, lack in civic participation, lack in inclusion of everyday people. So the Basotho Highlanders, or lots of rural Basotho, have a very, very different perception when you come in to help them, because they have been betrayed numerous times. They've been displaced. So we had to really do the work to build trust, to say, you guys are the experts. You guys are not statistics to be implemented, or you're not statistics to be impacted. This is your thing. There needs to be ownership,
Yeah.
And then they also then feed back into a model where we realize that it's not enough to ask someone to pay for electricity on a lump sum, because what are the income strands? They have sheep sharing, sikiring. You think about crops as well. So those are the two main income
sources of income. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we really needed to tailor make our model to move from energy access to ownership, where we actually place the energy directly into the hands of the people, where they're actually paying over months to own this thing. And also paying in conjunction or in parallel with how they earn. So the pay-as-you-go allows them to actually have this option to access energy, but at the same time also think of the other livelihood, impacts that they need to sort of satisfy.
Yeah.
So that's really allowed us to have, I'm proud to say, 100% uptake in our products. So that's really
100% uptake.
100%.
My goodness.
Zero defaults. So that's that. But I think fundamentally it was the communication aspect. It was understanding. It was actually knowing that we're treating people as equals, because people,
they can think
they
for
can
themselves.
think.
They can really think
we
for
can
themselves.
learn a lot.
Yeah.
And actually